Your profession is not what brings home your weekly paycheck. Your profession is what you're put here on earth to do with such passion and such intensity that it becomes a spiritual calling. The words of Vincent van Gogh, but they could have easily been the words of Shane Theodore. For the last 25 years, he's been better known as Lychee, a high school dropout who found a turntable in a garbage bin. He took it home and made a career from spinning records. 2.5 decades later, his skill as a disc jockey has allowed him to tour the world, adapt to technological changes, new genres, and new audiences as he cements the brand, Lychee Sounds. The second half of this musical documentary comes from Grace, a youngster with a pacemaker in his heart, a rhythm and rhyme which flow through his pen in both English and Creole. Gavin Prosper is rough around the edges and well known as a lyricist who revels in musical clashes. As St. Lucia's unique genre evolves, Prosper is at the forefront of the Grace melodic revolution with crude, funny, and awe-inspiring lyrics, which will cement his place as one of the most melodious maestros of modern music. Lychee Sounds, if you had to sing the chorus of your favorite song of all time, what would it be?
Favorite song of all time? That would be a tough one because I've been in the business so long, so I've been exposed to so many great songs which I would consider my favorite because every time you hear one, you say that's your favorite.
One chorus, Lychee. You know, for me to be the Untold story song. So what would it be for you?
Sim Simma, who have the keys to my beamer? Oh my, the girls them sugar.
How can I make love to a fella in a rush? Pass me the keys to my truck.
I remember when I heard that song, boy, I thought they would never have a better song than that. Ever.
And you've been in the game since 1994.
1994, that's correct.
How did that all start?
Back in my school days, you know, in my neighborhood, there were these guys, and back in the days, like, we used to go to a lot of house parties. Me and my older brother and all our friends, and I was just amazed by the DJs in the party. That was my main focus when we used to go to the parties. So that what really influenced me.
And at the time, let's discuss the music at the time. What were the popular songs? And tell me of some of the fits, those that stand out from 1994.
They had something called Teen Night at Indies every Thursday. Anytime they had holidays, summer, Christmas, Easter, every Thursday they would have Teen Night.
Lychee Sounds, what does that actually mean?
I got this name from my friend's older brother, maybe when I was about 11, 12. And he never told me why he started calling me that. I could just remember one day we were walking up the road and he just called me Lychee. And for some reason, I like that name.
The DJs at the time, who were the ones you actually looked up to?
Well, at that time, the hot guys were guys like DJ Iowa, DJ Spud.
Yeah, Spud was top man.
Yeah,
Spud was real top thing.
Spud, DJ Spud. Yeah, that was the fellas that used to really run the route. Rusty Ranks. They had Dr. Beat, they had Summit Sounds. You know, Eddie and the crew. Yeah.
And at the time it was records, cassettes, or CDs?
At the time it was records. And we used to have those Coca-Cola crates, the big, was it 2 liter or whatever? The crates for those bottles. We used to have them. I still have them. We used to have like 4 of them. And we used to have I had my own 45 box because it was LPs, which is a 12-inch, and the 45, which is a 7-inch.
Tell me of the dramas of the days, having to find the one that you want while the music's spinning. Have the
Well,
next
it was
one on
easy,
stand.
you know, because when you're doing it all the time, it comes like, you know, automatic. You know, you have your record box, you know what record after, because it's you alone playing. If you have different guys playing, that misplacing your records, but if it's you alone, you know where your stuff is. So it was easy.
The famous record scratches. You went through that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, boy. Then
Yeah.
technology changed, and what happened?
But before all that, before we did the technology, when I started, for a DJ to ever get a gig, he would have to have his own sound system. So I had my speakers, I had my guys carrying my speakers, I had my truckman, I had Ferdy, my cousin, he was doing it for me for several years. So you had to have your system, so it wasn't just a DJ. So that's why it was Lychee Sounds.
A DJ plus endless boxes.
Right, that's why you hear Lychee
His
Sounds up to
record
a day,
and his
like,
entourage, because young
Right.
fellas always used to be lit.
yeah, well,
Not
me,
young fellas,
not me.
DJs in general.
Yeah.
Because you always have to be waiting for the DJ to swing in the party. Fellas, mother then drop them. And you know your mother tell you she's going to come back for you.
Yeah.
But tell me about the challenges with setting up at the time.
I remember getting my first turntable. I was working from school. That time I attended Monido Combine. When I was living Chase Gardens and I was working from school, and they had this big garbage bin in the corner by La Panse, there by the house in Skimney. And I was walking home and I ended up seeing that in the rubbish. And I was like, hey, a turntable, and I take that, I brought that home. And it was working. That was my first turntable, and I cannot remember where I got the other one, but I had 2. I had one with pitch control and one without pitch. And I remember the first time I figured out how to mix songs, because nobody never really taught me to play music. You know, I was born for that. I remember learning on my own and having to spin the record with my finger because I don't have pitch control. Pitch control is to adjust the speed. So one have pitch, one don't have pitch, and I have to be spinning. You know. And I remember I was going to school. I was in Form 4, and my mom sent me to Miami. And I called my mom and I said, Mom, I don't want to go to school anymore. I want to be a DJ. Back in '94. And her first response was like, but son, that's a hobby. I was like, no, Mom. I was like, buy me the 2 professional turntables that I need, and then I'll make you proud. And then she told my grandmother that, and my grandmother told her, well, if that's what I want to do, make me do it. And she sent me the money. I saw 2 used turntables, and then I came back to St. Lucia, and then that was it. With me being around the DJs, you had to know the records. So like I used to go by all my friends' house if their father had old records. I used to like go through them and see what I want, and especially the zouk, because zouk music was a very important aspect of the party at the time. If you were play an hour, not an hour, but half an hour of solid zouk, and I'm not talking about the slow zouk that play nowadays. I'm talking about the fast zouk, like the chiffon point and them kind of thing, zouk classes and carnaval and them kind of things there. Like you had to know. You have to have the product knowledge. So I used to go with my friends, and boy, when I used to get them records, I used to be so happy, because back in the day, if you didn't have the record, you cannot play the song.
Explain to our viewers what a doublet is, and how do we hear all these different artists calling your name? Explain what a doublet is.
A doublet is when an artist customizes a song, including your name.
Hilltop sound in a England, hilltop sound in a New York. So when we are playing a song, can't stop. Hilltop sound to make some guys, just to keep our fans alive.
And there's something called a special, like a doublet special. You could even write the lyrics for the artist and give him to sing it. And this more comes into play when you have like song clashes. But song clash is not a very big thing in St. Lucia. But I ended up getting exposed to doublets when I had my very first clash. Yeah, and I got murdered by another DJ. That's when I learned what a doublet is. And a doublet is, it used to be a 10-inch. So the regular record was 12 and 7, but the doublet was 10.
I watched him on the bed, knowing a man who has worked his entire life, can't afford the cost of his surgery or medication. Mom and I must sell barbecue tickets to help save his life. For less than $4 a day, the cost of a packet of gum, my dad could have been airlifted to get treatment. Some adults can be so insensitive with their lack of foresight. Now, Mom and I either have to watch him wither away or sell a whole lot more barbecue. Why? Because one person didn't care enough to plan.
GTM Medical Insurance. Less than $4 a day for the greatest peace of mind anyone could ask for. Call us today, 458-6300.
The Lucelec service standard is to record and resolve all reported faults within 24 hours, with the exception of defective streetlights. Faults are also classified by priority, with hazards such as downed power lines at the top of the list. To report a fault to Lucelec, call 452-2165 in the north or 454-6617 in the south. Faults can also be reported on the Lucelec Facebook page at The Power of Caring and on Twitter at Power of Caring.
The internet was not a thing really yet.
No, not really.
You move from records into the next phase.
Next phase, yeah.
CDs.
CDs.
How did that change for you?
At that time, I had to be transferring all my records onto CD. So you have to play every song. It's manually you have to do it. Play it. I have my CD recorder, and I have to record every song and label it.
Out of that came you started having your own compilations.
Yeah.
Tell me about those early days.
In 99, I opened a store called DJ Outlet, a music store. Yeah, and that's how it all started.
The thought process behind opening that store.
The availability of obtaining records. That was my main focus, because at that time there, boy, it was kind of hard to get records. So I was like, if I open a music store, I'll be able to source the other DJs. But shortly after that, it changed.
So you set up to sell records.
Yeah.
Records change into CDs. And now
CDs die out, and now is a digital world.
Yeah, but CDs stayed for quite some time.
Yeah, man, quite a while.
Quite a while. And tell me how your career also shifted as CDs came in. Where were you playing? What were the fets at the time? And what were some of the big gigs you played at?
I started having my own parties, I had a grand opening for my store. It used to be called Metrics. I had it for like several years, until maybe Metrics 10 or something. So that used to be held at Indies. So basically, apart from me being booked by promoters, I also had the ability to do my own events.
Walk your walk, talk your talk. They can't trust you, can never hold back. Walk your walk, talk your talk. Some never look the money, can't get us down. Walk your walk, talk your talk.
I remember in 2001, I did my first stage show. I brought down 2 artists from Jamaica, Hawkeye and Alaze. I got sponsored by Guinness. It was called Guinness Summer Madness. And it was held at the Zone. Yeah, that was well attended.
That's a big shift from finding a record player in a garbage dump to bringing artists from overseas.
Yeah.
Tell me of some of the challenges and successes with that first show.
It was a very successful show. We had a big crowd. It was kind of hard because anything I do, like I always do it on my own. I have my little team in the background. Well, my mom is my main support, so it was kind of challenging. But what I had was a link in Jamaica. I had this woman, this lady I met. She came down for a show in Philip Park. She was Bushman's manager. And I introduced myself to her, and then from there, we started making links. So anything I wanted in Jamaica, that was my link.
Hello, Lychee sound. Motherfucker, niggas trying to leech around.
The rough guy, man. Real man. Well, back in the days, it wasn't hard like now. Now, for you to have an event is your checklist is around 20 things on the checklist before you even think of sending money for an artist for a deposit. Back in the days, just get the venue, pay the venue, get the artist, send him a deposit. If it's one artist, get one work permit, and you're good. Get your hotel, advertise, and you're good.
That show at the Zone, for you, what was the highlight?
Just me calling out the first artist. And I also had a third artist, because Hot FM had a show a few days before, and I took one of their artists to add to my show, Horry Toddler. Just calling out that man on the stage and seeing the response from the crowd. Yeah, man, maybe that was, great accomplishment, man.
Tell me about dealing with promoters, you as a DJ, some of the challenges, and also some of the successes.
So it was kind of easy and successful for me to get gigs, and plus my talent. Because you're only as good as your last gig, You understand? So when I play, people love it and people will always book me. And I had my network. Because in them kind of industries, you need to build your network. So you need to have your people, your links. Yeah. And the challenges, I would say, you will have some people that would figure like, if you have in your own event, maybe the Friday, and they having their event the Saturday, they might not want to put you on their event because you have your own thing. Simple, small-minded thinking like that. I would say, but yeah.
Tell me of some of your regional gigs, the ones that stand out.
I did a UE party in Barbados. That was great. I had a link in Guadeloupe. Yeah, man,
Strange market, huh?
Yeah, and you'd be surprised the kind of music them people digging. There's a lot of English music. Yeah, I brought several of my DJ friends up there. I brought Lychee up there with me. I brought HP with me, Hollywood HP, with me several times. Yeah, man. Guadeloupe.
And on the international scene?
New York several times. I did Miami several times.
Have you ever played at the Helen Center?
Yeah, man. I even.
Once a Lucian reach there, you have to go to Helen Center.
That's our center.
Yeah, boy. And for you, when you're playing a party and you're playing St. Lucian music, tell me of the reaction, but more importantly, tell me as a DJ how you feel.
Yeah, it's kind of back in them time there. Like Lucian music wasn't really on the surface yet, you know, like how it is right now. It was more like the Invaders, you know, the Calypsos, the Ashantis, and back in them time there. If you ever want to play a back in time party, you were really playing them thing, you know. If you ask me that question for now, I'll be able to answer. Yeah.
Late 90s into the early 2000s especially, dancehall was marred with a set of violence. Every other fit was a bottle, a fight, a police intervention, and so forth. Many people blame the DJs of the day for inciting violence with the music, the hype, and the collage of circumstances. You had the marijuana craze, you had the weed music, and the crowd that it attracted. What's your take as a DJ? You agree with these statements?
Well, actually, that kind of affected my career quite a bit, you know, because when you have a DJ who has a large following, it would be a mixture of people, right? So I mean, when I have my fetches, right, you're having 1,000 people, you understand? So people used to be saying like, oh, that's my crowd, and they used to label me as, you know, Lychee crowd and the rough crowd, because back in them time there is me that running the place. You understand? So obviously it's Lychee that will take the blame.
Yo, me want a million girls on stage.
Yo,
a million girls.
me
want a million girls come on stage. What is this? What am I saying? All right now. Me step in at the club and dance.
But Lychee, some would blame you for creating that atmosphere with the music, with the hype, because your mouth was a dangerous weapon on that mic, you know, sometimes.
No, well,
you incited the guys.
At that point, you know, you're young in your career, you know, you are really thinking like how I thinking now. You understand? You're just thinking about the vibes. You're just caught in the vibes. You're not thinking about what you saying will make a fella punch an next fella. You just caught up in the vibes. And back in the day, they used to call me the mad youth, you know. It's Lychee the mad youth. Lychee sounds, and I had Lychee the mad youth. There's mad behind the vibes because I was so energetic and so, you know.
In the middle of the night, you're not follow me, wire. No run me, no wire. Lucky sharp like glass, if you're tight, it is sky. Force it up hard in her. Makes you feel the long card in her. Cocky, sweaty got broad in her. She think I did the bloody lad in her. What it do? Hard like me. When you force it up hard in her. Makes you feel the long card in her. Cocky, sweaty got broad in her. She think I did the bloody lad in her. What it do? Hard in her.
I would understand they blaming me, but it's not me. It's them. Yeah, but I never used to tell nobody go and punch nobody. You understand?
How did you roll back that clock? How did you change your beat around?
Decided not to have any events because I find like the brand Lychee songs was not where it was supposed to be.
At the time, the record store is also growing. So tell me of some of the successes.
The record store there, man. The record store this year is 20 years. For the record store, well, when CDs started going out of style, I diverted into a clothing line called Kuya Clothing, which is a Jamaican brand. I've been doing the brand for like 14 years.
How have you seen St. Lucian music evolve from 1994 to 2019, where we are?
Man, St. Lucia right now is in demand. We have something called the Denry segment, and that's taking over the world. Yeah, man. So right now, I could say I could remember the first time I heard St. Lucia being big up in a international party. Because me traveling, going Miami and going to all them parties, I was like left out, eh? And I remember when Ricky T came out with Pressure Boom and he remixed that with Vegas, Mr. Vegas. That is when Lucia really, you know, starting getting, you know, recognized in parties internationally. But now it's on a different level. Now, right now, we in demand. Our sound, our rhythm, the beats, you know? Yeah, man, that's taking over right now.
What does the future hold for you, DJ Lychee?
Yeah, well, I intend to take my clothing line to a bigger level. I started back doing little events, nothing too big, you know. I plan on Real FM and NBC, 12 to 3 on a Saturday. I plan on taking that to a different level. I also plan on getting my brand endorsed. So it could be Hennessy Lychee Sounds or Guinness Lychee Sounds, you know, or something so, you know. Yeah, man.
Create music, don't stop creating music, and come to us to help you get that music in front of every single person that needs to hear your music. It's here, it's available today.
70% of all health decisions are influenced by lab results. Delivery of accurate, reliable, and timely results has been our mandate for over 20 years. We are Laboratory Services and Consultations Limited, generating hundreds of lab tests each year while delivering quality, personalized, confidential service, one client at a time. With a reliable network of regional and international partners, all tests are conducted with patient care in mind. Laboratory Services and Consultations Limited, saving lives and caring for people. We focus on results so you can focus on what's important. Telephone 459-2200.
Had to sing the chorus of one of your favorite songs, the one you've written, what would it be?
Nukini we made, Zege boys no to wed dio nukini we made, we nukini we made, them other boys they too dead, dio nukini we made, we nukini we made.
Tell me a little bit about you. 9 years old, you got a pacemaker. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I grew up in a community of Grace View Fort. Yeah, I was raised with my mother and my grandmother. Yeah, when I was around 8 years old, my father resided in England. He came and brought me up with him. My father, he was a man that had a lot of rage. When he used to hear the way I used to behave in school sometimes, he used to get angry and just beat me, And there was a day when I went to school, I was racing with one of my friends, and I knocked out, and they found out my heart wasn't properly functioning, so they had to put a pacemaker in my chest, and I have that pacemaker from the age of 9 years old, the age of 9 years old. Right now I'm 22.
How did you get into music?
My mother is a lady that loves reggae music and stuff, so I was hearing a lot of reggae and dance hall and them kind of vibe, My grandmother, being around my grandmother, learning Creole, she speaks Creole a lot, so I used to, be around her a lot. She used to talk Creole to me. I used to learn a little Creole and stuff. Yeah, and music was just like a way of removing some stress for me, for some anger sometimes. When I feel stressed out or angry, I would just sing or just freestyle a song or listen to a rhythm or make a rhythm in my head, beat a little drum on the tin when I was a little boy, beat tins, make a drum set with tins and just beat drums with my sister and brother, and we would just freestyle whole day and just making noise in the yard. My grandmother used to run behind us, telling us, "Kya hoka fella?"
You went to Angers Secondary School, and you were known as the poet.
Yeah.
The lyrics man.
Angers Secondary School was like a training platform for me to get, accustomed to using the crowd, accustomed to, the mic, going on stage, how to use the stage, move a little fear in me.
In 2006, you performed in Youth Fest.
Yeah, 2006, my first time performing in Youth Fest. Yeah, I took part with one of my partners, Higher Links. We gave a great performance that day. We reached the finals, we got a little fee from them. So yeah, that also gave us a little encouragement.
In 2016, you graced the Youth Fest stage again.
Yeah.
Tell me about that performance.
Well, that one was, I performed Guasme Sorti on that night.
Sing a little part of Guasme Sorti.
Tous les fortnight mwen pou gagner commission. Go papa m'a toujours dit faire bagay pour ni raison. Sorti travail kay la ni l'or des poissons. The fridge empty la pa ni pièce salaison. Yeah.
Gas finish now c'est bois F chebon. A manger kaboui a de a matin tesson. Pièce salaison now c'est figuette l'oignon. A dashi met l'anti fait a bel petit bouillon. N'a manger ça est a bel justiton. Ma même savent depuis qui joue me goûter a piton.
Moi vle en belle femme et fesse li bien on. Ma vle pièce femme body yo shape combidon.
Where did you get these lyrics, Prosper? You sit down and pen this all by yourself?
Yeah.
So tell me the thought process behind penning that song.
I was working in St. Louis at that time, living with my grandfather. My mother had just put me out of the house. We used to get paid every fortnight, so that's why I get the tous les fortnight money for gagner commission, so every fortnight I would buy a little, grocery and bring it home and stuff and just sit down and just, and one of my classmates told me I wasn't making music about myself, just about girls and how, I love, about love and how girls and stuff like that. And one of my classmates told me one day, why are you not making a song about yourself, Gassa? Why are you not telling people about Prosper, where Prosper come from, Gassa? Make a song about yourself, boy, I say, that's true, I was in the house alone and I was listening to a rhythm, Flow Production sent me. Yeah, I was listening to the Zege rhythm and I just started freestyling on it, freestyle until I get a vibe, until I get the right words, and I got tous les fortnight money pour gagner commission. Think about my grandfather. Grand-papa m'a toujours dit faire bagay pour ni raison. So I go write that down quick, Sorti travail kay la ni l'or des poissons. The fridge empty la pa ni pièce salaison. And boom, write that down quick so I don't forget. And while I writing, I'll just go over it and sing it to myself. I would even laugh.
And you write that in Creole?
Yeah, the way I can understand it. I write it for me to understand. Yeah.
What's the first song you ever produced?
My first song I produced was Grace Melody.
Grace is a place, that is where I come from. Nous toujours préparés, toujours ni un condom. La ni belle femme, mais belle body looking awesome. Tout ça yo ka manger, c'est ka whatever go come.
And then you had a collaboration with
Chester.
Chester. How did that come about?
Well, the collaboration with Chester, it shocked me at first, you know, because I wasn't expecting the collab, because I made the song an original song, you know, and when he sent me the remix and I listened to it, I thought, wow, it makes it makes sense, you know, and he has a lot of fun. I knew he had the fun base. He had more fun base than me, you know, at the time. So I tagged along with him. We tagged along and we just made Zeggae Boys. We made Zeggae Boys. Zeggae Boys started in a crib, an abandoned house, you know. Me and my friends Tofa, Majuk, Lychee, you know, Darrell. You know, we was just in the crib, just messing around. Like, we just come from school, just leave school. So, you know, little teenagers, you know, messing around. Yeah. So we in the crib and we just giving jokes. We high and we giving jokes.
That was your house to smoke weed.
Yeah, we were just giving jokes and stuff, and then it was, the fellas came up with the word Zeggae. We just came up with the word Zeggae, and we say, you know what? Instead of saying sex, we could just take that word and just make it sound like, you know, that's what it means, sex. You know, change the word sex into Zeggae. I wrote a song about Zeggae. You know, what the Grace man getting every day? Zeggae. Nou kafe say from la hele, le nou Zeggae. What I just finished do there today? Zeggae. What's another name for Zeggae? Yeah.
Lucelec will terminate any account on its system that remains disconnected for 90 consecutive days. In such cases, the meter and service line will be withdrawn. Similarly, Lucelec will repossess any meter or service line on vacant or abandoned properties. These measures are to ensure safety and to reduce electricity theft. To reinstate the electricity service, the final bill at the time of the meter withdrawal must be paid, and an application for a new connection made to Lucelec. This means the property must be re-inspected and recertified by the Electrical Department of the Ministry of Infrastructure before service can be provided. Call Lucelec for additional information.
The Digital D app would be a great opportunity for exposure for musicians, artists, producers, songwriters, and film producers as well.
As long as everybody has access to this and the music is on here, streaming that, people can now have connection with these artists.
Not bad in English, not bad in Spanish, but you bad in bam bam.
Pure lyrics is what I distinguish. I speak in Creole, but I bad in English. I can kiss in French and even Spanish. When girls have pain, I can make it vanish. Cause I have something that is very mannish. They call it.
Where did you put down the first set of tracks?
At Chester's home, in his kitchen. In his kitchen. We had a mic, a little mic, and a laptop, a small laptop, the Kenny Top. At the time, Kenny Anthony just giving.
You all take the people's school laptop to do what?
So he borrowed his sister's laptop and, you know, downloaded the virtual, you know, the Mixcraft. He downloaded the Mixcraft. Yeah, and we just started recording on it. And when we recorded the songs, we would send it for Young Boss Entertainment. We would send the audio for Young Boss, and Young Boss would mix it, and he would send it back for us.
The first time you heard your song being played on the radio, take me back to that time.
My first song being played on the radio was Gwas Mesoti. When I heard that song on the radio, I didn't even believe it was me that was singing it. You know, like it was just unbelievable. You know, like, because I heard the song and I never thought it would have reached that far.
What genre of music do you sing?
My genre, dub. I would say like a dub dance hall stuff. A dub mixed with a dance hall local vibe.
How does that differentiate from Denry segment?
Well, Denry segment, right now, Denry segment is about girls. It's about, you know, what mate pala, we me pala, you know, but not much lyrics. A lot of the artists don't put much lyrics in the song. It's just the same thing, you know. But my genre, I like to speak about things. You know, like put a little lyrics in it, put vibe in it, you know, so people could really catch what I say and, you know, tell them a story so they can see where I'm coming from.
Some would say that your lyrics are rough. Others would even say that they're downright nasty. There's quite a bit of profanity in there. Considering the criticism, do you think this music is, one, exportable, and two, for general audience?
Yes, I think it is exportable. It just hasn't reached the right ears yet, like the right set of people yet. I just believe that the market, I just need the proper marketing, you know, the proper marketing so I can just export my music, you know, so it could reach the right ears.
Are you inclined to a collaboration with the Denry Boys?
Yeah, I've done collaboration with the Denry Boys. I've done collaboration with Ampa. I've done collaborations with Sly, yeah, from Vetwizin. I've done collaborations with Soca Bandit. Yeah, me and Bandit have done a few collabs. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to doing more collabs. You know, probably with Kuya, Killer B, Skinny, the man there. Probably Black Boy, do a collab with Black Boy. You know, yeah.
Have you ever taken part in sound clashes?
Yeah, a lot. From young, I'm taking part in song clashes. From school, I'm clashing. I've been clashing from school. You know, when Zege Boy started, we wanted I would say like a boost up. You know, we wanted people to see us differently. We wanted people to view us differently. You know, we wanted to come with another style nobody has ever thought of before. You know, so we decided to just call out all artists. We just decided to call out them, you know, and we started with Grata because Grata was the group that was the hottest at the time.
Don't lime, to them. Don't lime, bad man thing. Don't lime. Let me tell you, don't lime. If you ever diss Grata man.
I wrote the song down. Grata boys, y'all should quit. Y'all talking too much shit. Put down the mic and go and take a seat.
You can't come in our feet. You not even better than my spit. And listen to how me coming down on this beat.
Boom. When I sing that for Chester, I say, boy, mama. I see Chester there freaking out. One time the killer grab his book. One time the killer write his verse. You know. One time we take the mic and the laptop, open that, start recording, send that for Young Boss when we finish record. Young Boss send that back for us, you know. post that on Facebook. When we post it on Facebook, we saw the amount of likes and the amount of people commenting and saying how much things, and I say, we say that ain't enough. We go put a video out. We go just do a little video. We decided to target another group that was AK. Team reggae calling out AK. No curtain lights zote mete zote fenwe. Boy do come there. No need top shale. See who. Yeah. So when we dropped that for AK replied. I told them, "Mwen led me na hen bel fam. While ho just like a gade pot we come on. Grace is a place that is where I come from. So check your language before I cut off your tongue. Take your woman and make Chester come along. Look for a rhythm and diss you in a song. The page you have them lyrics on, you should hear that. All what you say there, I already heard that."
Prosper, how are you going to make money off of this?
How am I going to make money? By selling my music, you know, trying and get it out there more. You know, trying and get a good link. A lot of people have been asking me to make CDs. They want CDs, and for me to sell it to them. You know, make CDs, put my songs on it, and bring it for them. You know, I just haven't gotten the chance to do that yet. But the way I make money in the music is the performances.
Your most memorable performance outside the Youth Fest performance?
Memorable. That was one of the big stages on I would say Green Synergy. Yeah, that was the most memorable moment for me.
What is the most difficult thing about being a budding artist?
The most difficult thing is just the money and being yourself, you know, because you might lose track. You might lose track. You can lose track. You know, you might want to give up in life. You might want to give up with the music, give up on the music, you know. And when that time comes, there will be people. Like I've said many times that the music, that music vibe, I should just leave it alone and, you know, move on and try and get another trade. And every time I tell myself that, and I will get some people, meet some people on the road or some places asking me, you know, Prosper, telling me, Prosper, you know, why you not making songs again? As I like to hear your music inspiring me, killer. You know, don't stop making music, you know. You know, when you drop in the other tune, when you drop in the other track, you know, don't stop making it because it inspiring me, you know. When I hear that from people, you know, that does make me want to write more.
The world has changed from record CDs right now into YouTube videos that pay artists. You have hundreds of thousands of views on your videos. Have you ever made 1 cent from YouTube? Why not?
Because there is procedures.
Prosper, what does the future hold for you and your music?
I see myself performing with a lot of big artists. Moi vle faire chanter ap cartel, même à join Gaza. Oui. Moi vle in the future, hopefully, when I boost, when I get the chance I need, the chance I'm looking for, I just wanna like be a role model for St. Lucians, you know, like people in my situation, people in my situation, almost in my situation, we've had problems and things. I want to inspire them You know, don't give up on your dreams and don't give up on what you want. You know, always go for what you want in life. You know, and that's what I'm doing. Clash man. That was the hottest clash on the island. That was like the hottest clash from Alley Cat and Crocodile. Reckless Gang performed before us, you know, and everybody was Reckless. Reckless was the hottest group that time, you know. Everybody was Reckless. You know, so while I there watching them man perform, I say, Mama Rasta, it seems we are go get the crowd response we think we go get because them man in their community. You know, them man in their community. Sometimes when we go on the stage there, them people don't even know us. You take it, all of that going through our head and thing. I nervous, I cold, I nervous, shaking. You know, and we just trying to talk to each other, trying to give each other like a little motivation to go on the stage.
When the lyrics put silent but deadly, forever ready to strike like a python. When I come, people have to ask me where I from. Face of a god but the heart of a lion. Pacemaker in my chest that's made of iron. Lyrically ill from the time that I born. In the streets man have to...
You were like peas in a pod. And without getting into the whole soaps with the two of you and why you all broke up, is there a possible collaboration between Chester and Prosper again on the horizon?
Mercy, of course. I don't hold grudges. I don't have nothing with Chester, you know. I don't have nothing with Chester, you know. What day? Last year, I met up with Chester after we broke up. We met up back. We performed together on stage. Magnum Explosion. That day, Busy Signal and Idonia came down. You know, we performed together. A collab can happen, you know, because we have nothing. I have nothing with him.
In closing, drop a track for us.
Fayokopan, Tantodi not afraid of no man. In this world, I'm like a whale in the ocean. The biggest and the baddest, them I wonder why me so calm. Always high on me, mind always program. Youth with ambition, always on a mission. Cause I have a vision that I will become a legend. And me make the gal them whine in a slow motion. Give them good love and make them show me some emotion. Prospere from GRACE. I am the BEST. Lyrical youth in the ISLAND. You see me?
The fool has never been told. Could go on and on, the fool has never been told. Could go on and on, the fool has never been told. Could go on and on, the fool has never been told. Could go on and on, the fool has never been